Thanks, Bob. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I must have scared everybody off. It's a year ago today I walked in this building. So, it's very exciting for me. Today we're going to talk about temptation. So we're going to bounce around at a bunch of different verses. If you want to write them down as we go, or try to follow me, I don't know. We're going to start off in Matthew 6:13. Simple verse. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Right? God does not tempt men, but He subjects to the trials that may expose them to Satan's assaults. Job and Peter were attacked through this. But God always promises a way out. When temptation spirit shows up, we choose to follow. So how does that happen? How does temptation show up at the doorstep and we end up following? It's real simple. The world attacks us viciously, right? We need a new cell phone every 3 months to update to the one that we have. The one that we got is no good. The computer that we have is no good, right? So the TVs, the radios, everywhere you go, oh, you got to have this, you got to have that. That's temptation, right? What you have is sufficient and works. But temptation slips its way in. I would like to have that, right? It goes along with lust, right? It's, wow, I got to have the new thing, right? Matthew 26. Verse 41. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So when I see something on TV that attracts my eye, right, I look a little long at it, right? And then I might say something exciting like, wow, I really need to get that, right? This is the process that temptation is starting to make to turn it into sin, right? My eye sees it. I start looking upon it like that's something I really need to have. That temptation slams right into sin nature. My sin nature says, yeah, I want it, right? So all of a sudden now I'm going out of my way to go get something, acquire something that I don't even need. Like I said, the new cell phone, the new computer, right? I need a new car. Mine works fine, gets me from A to B, takes me to work, takes my family wherever I go. But I gotta have the new one with the flashy tires, the better radio. I wanna buy a new car because I need a new radio. Right? My radio's not good enough. Right? A demon notices this and starts speaking in your ear. Yeah, you do need that new car. You need that new radio. You deserve that new radio. Pride sets in. Says, yeah, I work hard. I can't afford a new car. I can't afford a new radio. That's why I don't have them. Because everything I have, God gave me, and it works. But I want more. Right? A little temptation turned into this desire that just took me down a road that I didn't want to go. I don't even know how I got here. How did all this happen? I was watching a commercial now down at the used car lot and I'm buying another car that I can't afford to have. Right? Well, that's how. You looked a little too long. The spirit of temptation grabbed your heart. It built onto sin nature. Sin nature ran with it. Demons came and spoke to you, and now you're at the car dealers because you wanted a radio. Right? That's what happens to us, right? I wanted fancy rims on my car. I ended up with a new car. Look what I got! Beautiful! I need another job. Right? Because I really can't afford this. It's that simple. That's how you got there. You looked a little too long. Temptation came at you. Luke 4. Verse 13. A couple of verse 13s in this book that we're doing today. Funny number we got here. 4:13. And when the devil had ended every temptation, he departed from him until an opportune time. He's chasing Jesus. The devil's chasing Jesus with temptation. What is he doing to us? If he's chasing Jesus, what's he doing to us? He's going to destroy our relationship with our loved ones because I spent all the money on a stupid car because I wanted the new radio. Right? The devil knows this. Jesus didn't get tempted. So when Jesus wasn't tempted, what did the devil do? He went and lied in wait. So if he didn't get you on the car because you needed a radio, he's going to get you on the car because you needed new rims. Right? He's going to get you. He's going to lie there and just wait for that right up. Stress is in your heart. You're in arguments at home. Your job isn't going right. And the devil's going to place temptation in front of you. Here comes the assault. Right? It grabs a hold of you. Maybe it's just, I think I'll have a beer. Next thing I know, I went drinking all weekend. Right? Maybe I haven't smoked in a long time, and I decide, well, today I'll just have one cigarette. Right? Temptation. Right? TV commercials, radio commercials, the world. Right? It's the 4th of July weekend. There's no temptations out there this weekend. They were all put away. And I know they're all put away because there's nobody in church protecting themselves. They're all out having a good time. They're all protected. Right? Where are all those temptations going that are outside this door? It's incredible. We fall right into it. So the devil throws everything at Jesus, and Jesus doesn't budge, but he lies in wait. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Verse 13, baby. Yep, verse 13, 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. Everybody's getting attacked by these temptations. All of us. It's common. It's so everyday thing that we see commercials that we don't realize that that's a temptation being thrown at us. It's become a common event. That we don't think that we're under attack, but you are constantly. You are constantly. But God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with temptation, He will also provide the way of escape that you may be able to endure it. Right? What's the endurance? Saying no. I don't need a radio. My car is fine. Everything is working good. That's all I need. I'm all set. That's the way out. The way out is not walking in sin nature. The way out is walking in the Spirit. But if you don't have Jesus Christ in you, you don't know how to walk in the Spirit, so you're stuck in the temptations.
Thank you.
But as people that have a way out, the temptations can be stopped by just walking in the flesh, walking in the Spirit. Right? So that's the out. He always gives us an out. We have an out. Right? We're blessed. We have an out. The temptation won't be more than what he thinks we can handle. It will always be there, but we can handle it. We can say no. Right? You're at the house. People are calling you. I'm having a cookout. But you know if you go to that cookout, people are doing silly things there that you don't want to partake of. You can say no. But pride and sin nature hop in there and I say, no, man, I've earned the right to go to a cookout. All my buddies are going to be there. So I get myself all saddled up and I go to the cookout, and then guess what? Because I fell into the temptation, the demons are on the move, It's like, why not have a beer? Right? Why not have a beer? We're on the way here and we're reading, Trish was reading on Facebook. Facebook has put out last night, don't go down Main Street, there's a DWI checkpoint. Facebook put out. So if you're on Facebook and you're drinking beer, you know, hey, I got a beat. I could go around where they got the DWI checkpoint, right? Because guess what? One beer, if a cop pulls you over, is a .08. You are drunk driving. So who set up the ability to find out that the checkpoint was there? Now I can drink more because I'll go a different direction. Right? I think I'm slick. I found, and everybody that passes that on thinks they're slick because Facebook told me where to go. Don't go that way. Right? I got it made. Right? Well, by the time I read it on Facebook, they changed the point where they were doing it. So now I go around, but I get caught. Now, why did I get caught? Did I get caught because God wants to stop me in the sin that I'm in and He's given me a way out? He's given me incarceration. He's given me no license. He's given me all these things that I don't think I can handle, but it stops me from drinking. Does it wreck my pride? Oh, my pride must need to be wrecked because I had the right to go to that cookout and have that beer because I've earned that. I've earned the right to go do what I would like to do and I'm going to have a jolly old day. Oh, beautiful. Here's the end results of it. You can't drive for 3 months. You're going to spend $10,000 in fines. There's your new radio. Right? All that because I fell into temptation. Right? First Timothy chapter 6. Verse 9. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. You can just take the word rich out of there and just put prideful, right? Because if you're making money and you're making real good money, God could be blessing you just because you're making money. The problem is that someone who is rich, who has earned their way in life and has a really beautiful life, they don't believe that they need God. And that's what he's talking about here. Well, we're going to inject pride in there, right? Because my pride wanted me to go to the cookout, right? So what's said in here twice? But those who desire, right? Desire, right? And then, and harmful desires, right? Desire. I went from temptation into desires. I was tempted a little bit, so I had a thought, temptation got attached to it, desire slammed into it, and now I gotta have it, right? So now it's full-blown in sin nature. The world is showing me the new automotive store down the street where I can get my car with my new radio, right? And the devil's saying, yeah, go ahead, go get it. You've earned that. I'm on my way. I'm going to stop off at that cookout and have a beer and then go get me a car, right? I end up in jail. Desire equals thought attached. Thought attached to desire equals sin, which comes under temptation. Boom, boom, boom. Falls right in place. How did I get here? You thought too long on that thing. Right? I thought too long on the person that I was looking at. I shouldn't have looked at that person that long. I move on. I thought too long. I'm clicking through the channels. I got my clicker. I'm clicking through the channels. I can't find anything to watch. And then there's some girls on there that I think, well, maybe I'll stop at this. Right? Well, now thought went to desire. Now I'm watching stuff I shouldn't ought to be watching. Right? How do I know I shouldn't ought to be watching it? My wife walks in the room and I change the channel. Don't be hitting him because of that. That ain't right. Right? That's what, simple, right? Now I got an argument in my house over something that doesn't even need to be an argument because I went too long with the thought, it turned into desire, desire turned into the sin.
True.
Boom, I'm in trouble.
True.
There we go. How'd I get here? That's how you got there. I decided to stop, have a beer before I went to get my car. I get arrested for drunk driving on the way. One beer. Shouldn't have had the beer. You had a mission. You wanted to go get the car, go get the car. Don't go to get the car and have a beer. You can't drive and have a beer. It doesn't work that way, right? I decide not to drink. I'm not going to smoke a joint ever again the rest of my life. As soon as I say that, 5 people call me up and say, hey, just a new joint. Right? That's what happens every time, right?
You shouldn't have said it out loud. The devil heard you.
Well, that's what we're saying. The devil has heard this. Once it became out loud, right? The devil, then he stands beside you,
Yeah.
right?
Amen.
I'm in detox. How many people we know just went to detox? They get out the door, they call for a ride. The guy says, I'll come pick you up. He picks you up with more drugs. You're high again. You never had the opportunity because the devil heard you make the phone call, right? Well, how can we fix those things? We bind the devil before we do anything. You cannot hear what I have to say. Lord, bind him so that he can't hear while I make this phone call to get some help, to get some recovery. Then the devil can't hear it, right? But I'm not binding the devil. Hey, hon, I'm going over to the cookout and then I'm going to go look at that car. I didn't bind the devil from that. I don't need to bind the devil from everything I talk about or do. Yes, you do. Why? Because he's lying in wait. Right? Where did we just read that? Who was he lying in wait to get? Jesus. Imagine what he's doing for us. Right? He went after Jesus. He knows he can get us because his demons have come back and reported to him, I did this and he stumbled. Let's do it again. Okay, sit still and wait. He'll be ready. He'll do it again. Fall right into place. Right? Because I'm not walking in the spirit. I'm walking in the flesh. I'm going to go to a yard sale. Am I going to a yard sale because I want to buy something? Or am I going to the yard sale that maybe I'll find something I want, but really hoping that God places someone in front of me that I can share the gospel with? Paul was a tent maker. Why was he a tent maker? Well, he needed to earn money because he had no way to make money. Wrong. He was a tent maker so that he could work with the people and share the gospel with people that he wouldn't have the opportunity to do it with. So everything I do, I try to share the gospel with someone in the process. That's what I want to get to. I don't go, I'm desiring, I have a desire for a Pepsi. So I'm in a town I don't know, I spot a store that sells Pepsi. I go in the store to get a Pepsi. Am I paying attention? Because God's using that desire now. And there's a person in there that I can share the gospel with. And if I pay attention, I have that opportunity. Boom, there they are. I'm not there for the Pepsi. I'm there for the sharing of the gospel. That's what I came there for. I thought it was for me. God sent me there for another mission. If I'm walking in the Spirit. But if I'm walking in the flesh, I'm just grabbing a Pepsi and going. If I am in the flesh, I'm not paying attention to any of my temptations that are coming by, anything of the issues that are coming by. I'm just paying attention to my pride, my wants, my desires. Not what God has for me that day and that moment. Right? Go back to Matthew. Matthew 18. Matthew 18, verses 7, 8, and 9. Woe to the world for temptations to sin. For it is necessary that temptations come. But woe to the one by whom the temptation comes. He doesn't want you sharing temptations with fellow Christians. And guard yourself from non-Christians. But if you're trying to tempt, you know, if you're a Christian and you're going to pick someone up at a detox and you're going to bring them out to have a beer, you've got some problems going on. You know, you're bringing temptations. Someone doesn't want to drink coffee anymore, don't bring them a coffee. Someone is dieting, you don't bring them a cake, right? You don't want to bring the temptations, right? And if your hand or your foot causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life crippled or lame than to, with 2 hands or 2 feet, be thrown into the eternal fire. Don't be helping people in an inappropriate way. Right? He's telling you here, you know. Well, I had a problem. I got arrested for drunk driving. You know, my pride stepped into my life. I decided I'll go to a cookout, I'll have a beer, and on Facebook I found out that I could go the other way, I could bypass the DWI check, but I went the other way and they had moved the checkpoint and I got bagged. Can you come down and help me out and bail me out? Yeah, come on over to my house, we'll have a beer and talk about it. Boom. Right? Not come over to the house, I'll bail you out, come on over, we'll pray. Right? Come on over to the house, we'll have a beer. You won't be driving, don't worry about it. It's beer that got you there. Right? Because temptation got settled in your heart. That was okay, right? Why is it okay? Because it's common to all men. The temptations are common to all men. This isn't anything that everybody here doesn't know about. It's common to all of us, right? We just read that. That's how we know it, right? The world is going out of its way to tempt us. Please do not be one of us that tempts our brothers or sisters. If your hand is sitting at home and you got that clicker in your hand and you're going through channels and it shows you something on TV and you let that desire, that temptation goes by and one of the pictures you decide to attach a thought to it, you're now stuck in temptation. It says here you should cut your hand off, right? No, you need to stop paying attention. Stay in the spirit. You're going to the flesh, you're going, wow, look at that, click, hey, come here, we gotta watch this, right? Boom, now, the demons know that you're watching something you should not be watching. Your sin nature's loving it, and the world makes it on bigger screen TVs than you ever have, even at movie theaters, right? So we love it, we grab on it, right? If my feet's walking me into a bar, then I better be thinking about not having my feet no more, because I shouldn't be there. Right? Not to say that someone can't go somewhere and have a drink, and everything's done appropriately, in proportion, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it was because of a thought, because desire got attached to it that turned it into a sin, you have a problem. If you're doing it because you can beat the DWI checkpoint, you have a problem. If you're trying to stay sober and someone called you and said, let's have a beer, you have a problem. If you're watching something on TV that you shouldn't ought to be watching, it's going to cause destruction in your family, you shouldn't be watching it. Right? Those are your choices. He gives you an out. Right? I can pray, I can say, Lord, don't let me fall into that trap. Right? Then I'm walking in the Spirit because He'll give me the peace to not do that. Right? It's my choices, right? Free will sets in here, right? A laser missile, a target laser missile. Do you know how a target laser missile works? It goes off course a gazillion times a second. So it goes like this, right? Just like us. We're going to the store, oh, there's something like yard sale. There's something I don't even need, but my eye gets... next thing I know, I spent $5 and I only had 6 to go to the store, so now I can't even get what I want, but I'm going to bring home what I got to my wife and say, look what I got! More nothing. Right? Now I got to have a yard sale because I got so much junk in my yard I don't know what to do with it. Right? So I'll send out temptation signs to everybody else. Stick them all over the street. Yard sale, yard sale, yard sale, right? I can't wait to get to a yard sale. I don't even want anything. I just gotta go. Right? Why? Temptation, thought, desire. Might be something I miss. I drive by that stuff. You see all that stuff on that yard? We gotta stop and see if there's something there that I need. Because I don't need anything, but there might be something that I missed that I need that I don't want anymore. I gotta go. Right? Wow. How did I get here? Temptation is a snare. It's like a snare waiting for a rabbit to go by. The rabbit doesn't even know, steps its paw in it, it's gone. Next thing I know, I'm at the courthouse trying to get bail because I got arrested for drunk driving because I told all I wanted to do was go have a beer and go get a new radio. Didn't work. I fell into the snare. It's the spirit of temptation. We're fighting spirits. You can't, I can fight addiction all day long. But I cannot put gloves on and punch a spirit in the face. It isn't going to work. So where do I have to go? I have to go to the Lord to fight these spirits. Right? If I don't have Jesus Christ in my heart, I'm sunk. I know why I was sunk before. I thought I kind of had him. Religion. I believe it's the Greek. Religion means to bind. Right? I don't want religion. Christ didn't come here to give us religion. He came here to give us a relationship between us and the Father. Right? So that's what I want. I want that relationship. I don't want to be bound. I'm bound enough. I'm bound up by addiction. I'm bound up by lust. I'm bound up by temptation. Temptation owns me. Coldest beer in town. I don't drink beer. Well, coldest. I haven't had the coldest. Let me try the coldest. Well, demons heard me, so yeah, that's good stuff. Gotta have some. Right? Hey, there's a new drug out. It's 10 times stronger. No, it's 1,000 times stronger than morphine. What's everybody doing? They're all doing it. My kids do it. They can't get enough of it. It's killing them in the streets. Why? Temptation. Something better, something bigger, something stronger. They announce on TV that in Laconia, 3 kids died last night from shooting heroin. Guess where everybody's going? They're going to Laconia to buy their dope because it's the best. How does that work? Temptation. The devil has them. It's, who am I going to fight? Do I go grab my kid, tie him in a room, and make him not use drugs? If he doesn't accept Jesus Christ along the way, he's in for a battle. And guess who's going to get the wreckage? Me. Because I'm fighting flesh against flesh. Well, guess what? Jimmy's tied up at home right now. Because sometimes I have to use my flesh. My authority as a father has to step in. So who's authority over me? I have to go to the authority over me. I was blessed this weekend to go pray with a man in a coma and use the authority of Jesus Christ's name to help him get better. And we got a blessing. We got a blessing over the weekend. Phenomenal stuff. The authority. Satan has no authority over my son. The spirit of addiction has no authority over my son unless we allow it. Yard sales have no authority over me unless I allow it. How simple and silly is that? I can't defeat a spirit that says I need to go spend $5 out of the $6 that I got in my pocket on something that I don't need. What am I walking in, flesh or spirit? And if I'm stuck in the flesh for a small thing like that, a big thing's going to come along and it's going to just slam me right out of the park because I wasn't paying attention and I walked away from the Spirit. I got to stay in the Spirit in order to have the defense that I need against the silly thing like a yard sale sign. Because I fall into that trap of temptation all the time. So simple. But when the big temptations come, I'm done because I couldn't fight the small ones. 1 John chapter 4. Verses 1 through 6. Beloved, do not believe every spirit. Do not believe every spirit. Right? But test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. Yard sale. Jesus Christ told me to put a yard sale sign. It's on the sign. Jesus Christ yard sale. Well, then I might have a shot at it. But if it just says yard sale, where's it coming from? If I am attaching desire to go to that yard sale sign, I was driving down the road. I was minding my own business. I wasn't going anywhere particular, but that yard sale sign grabbed a hold of me and I had to go and I had to spend that $5. Why? It's the devil working at you, getting you ready to take away something bigger because you're not fighting them. And every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you heard was coming and now is in the world already. Guess what? He's here. He's here. How? Through these spirits. How do we fight him? Through the walking in the Spirit. Denying the flesh. My flesh wants to go to the yard sale. And unless I say, Lord, do I really need to go to the yard sale? And he says, no. And I say, okay, I'm going home. I'm going to where I wanted to go. Peace stays in my heart. Because I know once I spent that $5 out of the $6, I don't feel good. Even though I get this piece of junk I'm taking home trying to feel good about. Right? I'm trying to feel good about. Honey, look what I got. Oh, what did you do now? Uh-oh. Right? Then it goes right into misery. Right? Because I was wrong. I didn't go to the Spirit and say, Lord, I don't need this. He says, that's right, go home. Say, no, I want it. Oh, you want it? Well, in that case, you should have it. You want it, you should have it. Right? Well, I want a lot of things I shouldn't have. Right? Little children, you are from God and have overcome them. For he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. Christ, if he ain't in me, I'm in big trouble. But he's in me and I'm still in trouble. Why am I in trouble? Because he lies in wait for us. The devil is lying in wait for us. He was lying in wait to retempt